The Bhagavad Gita presents one of the most beloved figures in history, Sri Krishna. But his true identity is a secret hidden in plain sight. On one level, we know the story. The divine child, mischievous and miraculous. He was a protector who could perform impossible things with a simple, playful grace. As a young man, his divine music represented the soul's deep yearning for the divine. He was a prince, a master strategist who fought for righteousness, and he established a legendary city ruling as a wise and just king. But his most influential role was that of a divine teacher. When his friend falls into despair, Krishna reveals his true cosmic nature. He begins with a staggering claim: "There is no truth superior to me." He tells Arjuna that he is not a god in the sky, but the very essence of reality itself. "I am the taste in water, the light in the sun and the moon. I am the sacred Om in all the Vedas. I am the pure fragrance in the earth. I am the brilliance in fire. I am the life in all beings, the intelligence of the intelligent." This isn't just poetry, it's instruction for a new way of seeing. The world is no longer a collection of separate objects, but a living manifestation of the divine. Krishna then expands this view, revealing he is not just the essence within things, but the source of all things. "I am the father and mother of this universe. I am the way, the sustainer, the witness. I give heat. I send forth and withhold the rain. I am immortality, and I am death." Arjuna understands the theory, but he longs to see the truth for himself. He asks Krishna to reveal his imperishable cosmic form. What happens next is the most staggering vision in all of spiritual literature: the Viswarupa. Arjuna is granted divine eyes to witness a form that fills all of space. He sees the entire universe contained within this one single body. And he sees the most terrifying truth: this form is both creator and destroyer. It is the raw, untamed power of time which consumes all things. The vision is too much for the human soul. It is infinite, impersonal, and overwhelming. Filled with fear, he begs Krishna to return to his gentle personal form. He wants his friend, his guide, his personal God back. This reveals a crucial lesson. While the ultimate reality is infinite, the human heart connects to it through a personal relationship. But then the Gita takes a final radical turn. It asks us to look deeper. What if this dialogue wasn't between a god and a man, but a conversation between two parts of yourself, right now? Krishna becomes the voice of your own higher self, the Atman, the calm, all-knowing witness to everything. And Arjuna is the voice of the individual self, the ego, entangled in the drama of the world, confused and afraid. In this light, the Gita is a pointer, a map from the limited me back to the limitless me. The famous image of the chariot reveals this internal relationship perfectly. Arjuna is the soul, and the mind is the reins meant to guide the senses. Krishna is the charioteer, our own deepest wisdom, our higher self. The spiritual journey begins when the individual self surrenders the reins to this higher wisdom. And then Krishna reveals the final secret, dissolving the separation completely. Of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. The Absolute is saying to the individual, you, in your most ideal state, are my own expression. It is the ocean telling its most perfect wave that they are not separate. This understanding reframes the entire setting. Why have this talk in the middle of a war? Because the battlefield is life itself. Our spiritual crises don't happen in a monastery. They happen in our moments of breakdown, when we are finally open to a deeper truth. The chaos demonstrates the nature of Maya, or illusion. The illusion is not that the battle is fake, but that our personal drama is the only reality. This brings us to the symbols of Krishna himself. He is not just the absolute, he is the master of illusion. He says, "This divine Maya of mine is difficult to overcome." It is his creative power. The peacock feather symbolizes Maya's dazzling beauty, which captivates us and makes us forget the formless reality behind it. He is the magician, the magic trick, and the ultimate reality behind the trick. This is also the secret of his divine weapon, the Sudarshan Chakra. Its name reveals its true purpose. Sudarshan means true vision. It is the power of true knowledge that destroys the ultimate demon, the illusion of our own separation. It symbolizes the wheel of time and cosmic law, a self-correcting force that restores balance to the universe. It is the power of your own consciousness to see the truth, a power that always returns to its source. This leads us to the ultimate image of our own true nature. The cosmic ocean is the infinite potential of consciousness, the silent me where everything begins. Vishnu is the supreme self at rest, aware only of its own blissful existence. When the self decides to play, creation arises from its very center. The entire universe is projected, like a dream, from within this one single consciousness. And at the end of the age, everything dissolves back into the self, its source. This isn't just a myth, it is a map of you. The entire universe arises and dissolves within your own awareness. So Krishna's final message is simple and direct. You are eternal. You are everything. The only proof you need for this truth is the undeniable fact that I am. And this leads to the final practical problem. We can get glimpses of this truth. We can drop it all in meditation. But the moment we open our eyes, the world rushes back in. The old habits of the mind take over because the unconscious momentum of the ego is immensely powerful. This is why the Gita's path isn't about escaping the world, but transforming our relationship to it. Through selfless action, karma yoga, we act without attachment to the results, purifying the mind. Through devotion, bhakti yoga, we redirect our emotional energy towards the divine, overriding the old programming. The goal is not to permanently turn off the movie, but to know yourself as the screen even while the movie plays. This is true freedom, to act in the world, to engage in the battle of life, while being unshakably rooted in the peaceful, silent witness within. The secret of the Gita is that the battlefield is life, the warrior is you, and the charioteer is the eternal divine self you already are. This profound shift in perspective doesn't eliminate action, it transforms it from a struggle to a sacred duty. Every action becomes an offering, free from the weight of personal desire. This ancient wisdom teaches us how to engage with our modern world. It provides a path to find stillness, not by running from chaos, but by finding the center within it. The mind, once a source of turmoil, becomes an instrument of clarity. Fear of failure and desire for success lose their crippling hold. We discover a joy that is not dependent on external circumstances. It is the inherent bliss of our own true nature, the peace of the self. Krishna's message is ultimately one of supreme optimism. It affirms that you are not a small, fragile creature in a vast, indifferent universe. You are the universe itself, experiencing itself in human form. The journey from me to me is the greatest adventure there is. From the stories of a divine child to the terror of the cosmic form, from the symbols of the gods to the map of your own consciousness, the destination is always the same, the self.
This realization is not the end of life, but its true beginning. It is a call to live with courage, act with love, and see the divine in everything. Because once you have unlocked the universe within, you see that you are and have always been eternally free. The world no longer appears as a threat or a temptation. Instead, it is seen as a perfect reflection of your own inner light. The internal conflict between the ego and the self resolves into a harmonious partnership. The mind ceases its endless chatter and becomes a silent, powerful ally. Interactions are no longer driven by need, but by a sense of shared being. You realize that you are the beginning and the end of your own story. The random events of life are understood as part of a meaningful cosmic pattern. The need to control everything gives way to a profound trust in the flow of life. Even life's most challenging aspects, including death, are seen as part of this divine play. This is the secret of the Gita, the perennial wisdom whispered from the self to the self. You are not just in the universe is in you. Listen closely. It's the oldest truth. It was an invitation to wake up from your own battle and realize you are the silent witness of it all. The peace you are seeking is not somewhere else. It is the very ground of your being. The code was never meant to be read. It was meant to be lived.